So I first heard about Ammunition Theater Company because before I moved to Los Angeles, I'm on this website called playsubmissionhelper.net that a lot of us playwrights are on, and they just have sort of places that are looking for submissions. And I saw this new theater company in Los Angeles, small theater company, was looking for its first play to produce. I sent them this play of mine that was pretty crazy called Judgment of Fools. I sent it, didn't hear anything for like a year. In that year, it just so happens my wife and I decided to move to LA. So about a month before I moved to LA, I get this email from this small theater company in Los Angeles saying, we're going to do your play. It's going to be our first production. And so it was so lucky and so it felt like the fates coming together. I landed in Los Angeles and about 2 days later had a rehearsal to go to. And so it was such an easy transition for me because the thing I was most afraid of in leaving New York was leaving behind sort of the theater and my theater community. And so I got super lucky. And that was about 5 years ago, and I won't let them kick me out. So I just keep showing up to their meetings. So I heard about the Together LA virtual stage festival through my friend Kim Hamilton, who is one of the artistic directors of our theater company, Ammunition Theater Company. And when COVID hit, a bunch of the artistic directors in Los Angeles were getting together for these big meetings about what to do. What are we going to do with this art form? How are we going to keep it alive? And our artistic directors, if I may toot our own horn, Kim Hamilton, Malcolm Barrett, and Julie Bersani have been a huge part of creating this festival. And so just through my friendship with them and through being a part of the theater company, I've heard sort of from inception to this. I mean, it's been such an undertaking, and it's such an amazing thing that all of these artistic directors have created. And it really makes me so proud to be a part of the Los Angeles theater community. And so honestly, I wanted to be involved because I want to be a part of this community, and I love being a part of this community. But when Kim asked me to write a play to sort of represent our theater company, it was just a great honor. And I was super excited to sit down and write something for our company members. But it was not like an active desire to be in it. I would have been involved with this festival as a stagehand, as anything, because I think it's so deeply important to showing, one, the unity in Los Angeles theater, and two, that, we're not done. Theater is not dead. We will continue to strive. And yes, this is a really, really challenging time, but we will continue to work together and to create stories because we can't stop. So the idea for the play, The Token, came from just the politics of the moment, which was that the George Floyd assassination had happened. And, like all of us, I was sitting at home, I was dealing with a lot of feelings. And the one thing that was really hard for me was seeing all these theaters put out these statements where it felt like they just now realized that racism exists in America. And they just now were, for me, it's been so hard. I'm a light-skinned Latino man. I am Mexican. And so I've had a lot of privilege, but I've also never not known that I'm not another, because from the moment I came to this country, that we were others, right? I remember my father being told to talk American at the supermarket when I was 5 years old. I've always known this existed. I've always known it was a problem. And so I guess there was a resentment and an anger about these people who were just now suddenly coming to the realization that there was racism in this country. And so I wanted to also understand that side, because I don't walk in other people's experience. I don't know what their life experience is. So I wanted to be fair. And I thought, well, what would happen if someone who ran a theater called up one of their sort of token minority members or BIPOC members and wanted to have a conversation about this moment in history? And what are all the unspoken things about race that we don't talk about with our friends? Because a lot of that has come up. I mean, I can't tell you how many dinners we've had very difficult conversations with friends who didn't realize sort of the world and the privilege and the imbalance that existed, and especially in the theater world. And I wanted to talk about the theater world because this is a theater festival and all the theaters in the city are going to watch it. And I had something to say to the theaters of Los Angeles. about things that I think we can all improve upon, and every company, even our own. So what happens is a woman named Lindsay, who's the artistic director of a theater company, calls up a black member of her theater company, sends a text message just checking in on them during the whole George Floyd protest moment. And he responds saying, yeah, I actually would like to talk. And in that conversation, he confronts her about the lack of representation in the programming within that theater company and the sort of resentment of them posting messages about unity and about getting better. Because a lot of us do have resentment towards people who are just now coming around to this. And I also hope that I show the other side as well. So the two actors in my play are Mallory Felt and Malcolm Barrett. They're two amazing, tremendous actors who one of the reasons I'm in the theater company and Ammunition Theater Company is because of the strength of our members. Malcolm was in my play, The Judgment of Fools, which was the first play that Ammo ever did. I fell in love with him throughout that process as an artist. He is truly one of the most gifted actors I've ever watched or seen. And he's also a really great writer. I directed one of his plays last year. And so I always am trying to get him in my plays because I like having actors who also have a writer's brain in the room so that I can improve my play. And then Mallory was a newer member to our company who I very quickly was taken by her talent, her dedication, her skill. And she was an understudy in my last play. And during that process, I just loved her, how gifted she is as a performer and how hardworking she is. I mean, she was at every rehearsal. She was always willing to learn to be better. And so I always wanted to have the experience of having her be in one of my pieces. And so this has been, in a small way, a really great way to work with both of them. What I want the audience to get out of this play is I just hope that it leads to conversations at home, about this moment, about race in this country. I don't need them to agree with me, and I hope that my quote unquote opinion is not the only thing that they take away from the piece. I hope that, I think one of the really difficult and dangerous things that's happening in this country right now is that we've lost all nuance. And I think that these things are complicated and that they exist for a reason. And so I hope, my dream of dreams is that people are sitting at home and they turn around and have a very nuanced, intelligent conversation about race. That who knows if that's possible, but that's what I would like. What I'm most looking forward to in the Together LA Virtual Festival is just to see plays, to see all of LA theater come together, to see the incredible amount of talent and skill on display. I also think it's so cool that we're using Twitch as a platform because we have the opportunity to reach other people. And one of sort of the great ills of the American theater, in my opinion, is that we only perform for theater people or for sort of wealthy older people who are our subscriber base. And on Twitch, we hopefully will reach, people who may have never even been to the theater or who don't really care that much about theater, but may be interested because they know Malcolm Barrett from the TV show Timeless and because he's also a gamer. Or, I just think how exciting. And also, let's be frank, with LA theater, you usually have 40 people in the audience on a good night. With this platform, we could have thousands upon thousands of people watching one of our plays. It's really exciting. It's quite a moment. And I hope it's not something we stop doing. I hope when we all come back and do theater the way we all rather do it and prefer to do it, that we still remember that there's this way of getting our words out there and our stories out there. I think the reason the SoCal audience should watch this festival, why they must, one is it's going to be good. The talent in this group of people, I'm embarrassed and in awe and humbled to be included among these group of people. These are going to be great plays. They're short plays. They're like little perfect chicken nuggets of plays. It's 10 minutes. You come in, you come out. And also, in a deeper, more political, I guess, sense, to support artists. We're hurting right now. Artists really, really need your support right now. One of the many tragedies, and I don't pretend it's the worst tragedy of this moment in history, is that a lot of theaters in this country are going to go out of business. They're furloughing their employees. They're firing their employees. They're shutting down their doors. Our industry is criminally underfunded by this government. and we need your help. We need your support. We are only trying to create stories so that people can come together and commune and grow and think about what it means to be human. And you watching this festival helps make sure that that can continue to happen, and that the most talented and most gifted people who do this get to keep doing this art form instead of everybody just running away to TV and film, which all of us are doing because we need money, but most of us rather be in the theater. You'd be surprised. We want to be in the theater, and we want to be creating these kinds of stories. So please, starting October 1st, go to ammunitiontheater.com and follow the links so that you can watch the Together LA Festival.